So with the Manuel Ugarte deal on hold at the moment because PSG are holding out for in excess of £50 million, it seems like Manchester United have turned their attention to Monaco's 25-year-old French midfielder Youssouf Fofana, who only has 1 year left on his current contract, with Monaco reportedly demanding around £30 million as a transfer fee. But how good is Fofana, and is he the type of central midfielder that United need? Well, first of all, he's not a like-for-like alternative to Ugarte, and I wouldn't say that his best role in the side is in a single or double pivot as a holding ball winner. And so if United are looking for someone who is stylistically identical to Ugarte, Fofana isn't that player. Manuel Ugarte without doubt is the far better ball winning midfielder, however I would certainly say that Fofana is more complete. And whilst I do have some questions over how a Mainu and Fofana midfield partnership would work, the Monaco man does have a lot of qualities that I think United do need. On first glance, from an aesthetic point of view, Fofana can look quite clunky and reliant on physicality. However, when you actually watch him play, you realise that he's actually the opposite. He's a fantastic passer of the ball and a very good progressive passer as well, which is one of the reasons why I'd prefer United to sign Fofana rather than Martin Zubimendi. As while Zubimendi may be tidier and a better retainer of possession, Fofana is much more effective in possession. Having the ability to receive the ball in front of the opposition's midfield line and thread those incisive midfield splitting passes, working the ball between the lines of the opposition's defensive shape. And you can see how good Fofana is at doing this by looking at his FB ref report over the past 365 days, where he ranks in the 95th percentile for his progressive passes, as well as the 88th percentile for both his passes into the final third and into the penalty area. And this is the real distinguishing factor between Fofana and players like Ugarte and Zubimendi. But before I show you his metrics, if you want to pick up any new season or retro jerseys, go over to Jersey FIFA. You can use code Atlantis at checkout for a discount. A link will be in my Instagram bio, which I will leave linked in the description and comment section below. Ugarte and Zubimendi are primarily first phase players who can also progress the ball in the second phase, specialising in aiding their side working the ball out of pressure in the build-up phase, as well as then progressing the ball from the middle to the final third. Although to be fair, I don't think either Ugarte or Zubimendi excel in the middle third as much as Fofana. The one concern I'd have about Fofana is his press resistance in the build-up phase. However, I do think he can adapt and improve in this area, though there might be more responsibility on Mainu to drop to the edge of the box in order to receive possession, with Fofana in midfield alongside him compared to if he was with someone like Zubimendi or Walton, for example. However, in pretty much every other area in possession, Fofana is definitely good enough for United's midfield. He's not really a dictator of play from deeper positions, but I really like that he doesn't play it safe, and is constantly looking for forward passes or dribbles to progress the ball forward. And he also has an eye for a killer through ball in behind the back line, as seen by the fact that he ranks in the 94th percentile for the amount of through balls he has completed. And we can also see his dribbling and ball carrying ability by the fact that he ranks in the 96th percentile for his carries into the final third, the 89th for the amount of successful take-ons he's completed, as well as around the 70th to 75th percentile range for the percentage of the take-ons that he completes, as well as for his progressive carries and carries into the penalty area. And one thing that both his passing and ball carrying metrics show is that Fofana isn't just a central midfielder who's going to provide ball progression into the final third, but also when in the final third he's going to aid United when progressing the ball into chance creating positions in and around the box. So in possession, Fofana is exactly what United need. However, out of possession, as you can see from the defensive section of his FB ref report, Fofana isn't exactly a high volume tackler as Ugarte is. And overall, from watching him, he definitely seems like more of a box-to-box midfielder than a holding ball winner, which should bring into question whether he is a right player to play alongside Mainu and Fernandes in Ten Hag's midfield. If Fofana came in alongside Mainu and Fernandes, he'd have to adapt his game slightly, rather than being the type of pressing midfielder who pushes up to join the press and applies pressure to the opposition's deeper line midfielders. He'd be expected to hold a deeper position, where his reading of the game and positioning would come more into play. United will likely press in a 4-1-4-1 initially, with Fofana having to hold a deeper position behind Mainu and Fernandes. But as the press becomes more aggressive, this is when United would move to a three-man back line, going man for man with the opposition's front three, and pushing one of the fullbacks or Lisandro Martinez up into the press alongside Fofana, creating a vertically compact 3-2-4-1 pressing shape, with Fofana having to read passes in behind Mainu and Fernandes and be able to come across and break up the play. Now Ugarte is certainly better in this regard, as is someone like Adam Walton, but both of these two are going to cost in excess of £50 million, and so once once you factor that in, considering Fofana's varied skill set, I don't think there are too many better options for United at the moment, even though I do think at the moment Fofana is more of a Mainu type of player in the role he would play in midfield, and so would have to adapt his game.